There we go. Amelia.
Hi. Hello. We're on. I was watching Liz type a question and going, yes, that's a really good question.
Yeah, no. I got my notebook. With all the notes.
Hello. Welcome to Book Club. We read The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. And let's introduce ourselves. Start with Rosie.
Hi, I'm Rosie. It's good to be back.
Yeah.
Izzy.
Hi, Rosie.
Hi. I'm writing questions.
We're all writing questions. Liz.
Hi. I wrote one. I wrote a couple.
Birthday Ness.
It's me, Birthday Ness.
Yay! We're the same age again.
So festive.
7 days
Y'all are
matters,
still
damn
all
it.
older than me.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Shut up!
A 21-year-old the other day thought I was her age, so I'm fine.
Nice.
It's
Nice.
not like you guys look old. I'm just giving you shit to give
That's
me
okay.
shit.
My only
Sunscreen, guys. Sunscreen.
Yeah, I sunscreen the
Yes.
fuck out of this.
Or just don't go outside. Other
that
pro
too.
tip.
See, I never know. The tips from like the surface of the fucking sun. Wow, I overfilled this. Yeah, no, I only ever get like I look young when people are just assuming that I'm the paralegal or somebody's secretary, but they would do that to 50-year-old women too.
Because you're a lady.
Yeah, I'm a lady.
You're a lady lawyer. They
Yeah,
don't know what to
and
think.
also like no, I wasn't fucking kidding. I objectively overfilled this. This was, but it's like 11% ABV.
Oh, good.
You'll be fine.
Drunk Eris is my favorite.
No, I still
Yeah,
feel
I do.
I'm
actual
teasing.
actual palpable
use-
shame.
No shame. No shame.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about just a brief thoughts on what you thought of The Bone Witch, Rosie.
I wish that they had finished the story.
Yes. Agree.
Hard agree.
You know,
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah, no one here is going to disagree with that sentiment.
No.
and I wish that she had had an editor.
I mean, she probably did.
Well,
A better editor.
It's not such a long.
I
book
watched
that it
from the
feels like.
sidelines instead of I went to the side and watched from the sidelines. It just would be a little cleaner.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
That's just a
In
different
every single
style of
instance like that,
writing.
I
That's
snapped
not
it and I went,
incorrect.
ooh, I bet no. Ness caught this.
That's the Mark Twain writing. I wish I had time to write a shorter letter.
Yeah, that's
Excess
just a different
wordage.
style of writing.
Yes. Some of us like more words, some of us like less words.
Or fewer.
Yeah, that.
Sorry.
I'm leaving. Okay.
I held myself back and be like,
I don't know what I was thinking. Izzy, what did you think of the book?
I wish it was a full story and not a prequel to end all prequels.
Yes.
Like the longest prequel ever.
Yes. It wasn't even a full origin story. It was like half an
No.
origin story.
No.
Like if it had just been the origin story, that would have been okay.
And minus 200 pages. At that
Look,
point.
we really needed to know what the outfits look like.
No,
Look,
I
it
did.
was like over 400 pages though, right? And it seriously
It was long. Surprisingly long for so little to actually
Yeah,
functionally
like
happen. Yeah.
I say this, and I didn't hate it though. So
All right.
know
Eris.
Okay, I was still typing out. So I'm kind of usually the Grinch of YA, me and Rosie. Since Rosie hasn't been here, it's usually been me. And I can't explain it, but I really liked it.
Yay! Oh my gosh, that's so
I
exciting!
do not have a good explanation for that.
I feel like I should get a prize.
you
right
kind
now.
of do.
Your
Baby,
prize is the
wow.
pancake ornament that Izzy gave you last
I
week.
love it. It's up there with my desk army.
If I could explain, like, basically any kind of complaints that I was having about, like, oh my god, are we going into the food again, were silenced by 10-year-old me punching me in the ribs saying, get to the next set about pretty dresses. So-
You experienced what we all experienced during YA this time.
Yes,
Yeah.
for once
Oh my
in my
gosh,
goddamn
that's
life.
so-
And I actually
it just makes me so
I
happy.
have a whole thing. I have a whole thing, but I want
amazing.
other people to get to talk.
This is so exciting.
I have a whole thing.
I'm so pleased right now.
Suddenly this book
Everybody's
just
just
shoved.
here, just like welling up.
I feel like I won. I feel like I won something right now. Birthday Ness. What did
Sorry,
you
I was just staggered by how beautiful your nail polish was, and I got distracted.
Thank you.
I know,
It's
right?
It's
Oh my
B-Fay,
God.
guys. B-Fay on
It's
Etsy.
cute.
Sparkly pink.
I love a nice
nice.
blue pink.
I've got to order some freaking indie nail
Her stuff is
polish.
amazing.
I blame you both.
It is, and it has staying power, which I really like.
You both
I
stop.
I
I'm
blame
gonna go
myself.
drop mad
I
cash.
spent so many indie nail polishes. Brief aside, when I was doing my taxonomy project for grad school, because I did it on indie nail polishes. There goes all my.
That's like the most
There you
expensive project ever.
You would be very good with like a corporate expense account. Like you would know how to meet that.
Dude, I would be
That's
excellent with a
insane.
corporate expense account.
You know how to put everything down. Have you considered law school? Don't do it, but
No.
consider.
I have considered it, and I decided
Yeah,
no.
don't fucking-
But
No.
I actually like this book too. I really loved it up until like 90%, and then I was like, this book is not going to go anywhere. And then I was sad.
Yeah.
See, I felt like I had the revelation it wasn't going anywhere a little earlier than 90%.
But I mean, like, I thought I saw where it was going to go. I knew we weren't going to get the big battle. Like, I knew but I thought some of the plot threads would get resolved.
Perhaps any. Perhaps any.
That would have been nice.
Like,
Any would have been nice.
kind of one? No.
No, I'm gonna vote no. No plot
No, I
threads
mean,
were resolved.
She became a dark Asha.
But we
Right.
still don't really quite
Or
100% know how or why.
We don't know why
Right.
she's so emo.
Like it wasn't the full
Because she's
origin.
15. That's why she's emo.
Yeah,
But, like,
well,
but later,
no.
it's 2 years later.
The later
like,
one.
it's just
It's
like 2 years
not
later
even-
though.
is
She's
it
still a
2 years
teenager.
later? Yes, it's
It's
like
not
17 or something.
Yeah,
The
it's
italicized
not long.
stuff is
Just I wish that she had aged. I thought she should be at least 35 by the time we got to the, you know, and the
Yeah. Packed a lot of living in those years.
yeah.
like she was.
Yeah, I don't know what
13
happened,
when it
but I'd
first
sure like
started,
to know
to 17.
what happened.
13 to 17. That's what we saw.
All right. Well, I had similar feelings. I wanted to know what happened in the story, and I don't. But I loved the world building. I loved the magic concept. I loved the beginning of this book is like one of my favorite beginnings of a book ever, where she's like, "My brother's dead. Just kidding. He's crawling out of his grave. What the shit?" Like that was amazing.
So in
Yeah.
for
Like
it.
really, like it was a hook that hooked me. Like, okay, I'll read this now. You know. So
Yeah.
that was awesome, and I love that it was mostly women. Like so much.
Mm.
You know, dudes were sort of the side part of this book, which was really great. Although I'm assuming there's more dude information like later, but at least for this book,
Yeah.
it was pretty much all ladies. So yeah, that was my feelings. Should we go on to the questions?
Yeah.
All right, I'm efficient. Is this actually a middle grade book? I feel like no.
No, it's YA.
No, it's definitely
It's
YA. But, like, do you guys recall being, like, where did I read it? Was middle grade?
I don't know.
I don't know,
but
but
It was
was
on
definitely-
Amazon, I think.
Was it
It's
Amazon
YA.
that had
400
Merch's middle grade?
Middle grade? That's hardcore.
There are
There was,
middle
like,
grade
I did-
books.
I did some librarian sleuthing, and its mark record is YA. It's 100%.
Okay.
Give it all.
Okay,
'Cause I
that's
feel
more.
like maybe it was. I'm wondering if it was Goodreads reviews trying to say it was more middle grade than YA, and I was like, this book is super YA, like
No,
not in a bad way.
No,
It's,
Well, no, but it's not middle
definitely-
grade.
yeah,
it
it's
doesn't feel like something that most 9-year-olds would really get behind necessarily.
no.
But at the same time, I feel like it wasn't kind of it did a lot of the tropes that annoy me about YA, but not in as heavy-handed a way that I think YA did. Like it had enough of like a, you know, it didn't feel dire enough to be YA because like I have this feeling with YA when I read it that like
I think it's just the YA you
God.
read.
Maybe it's just the ones I read. You're right. But like it's
There was no apocalypse in this one yet.
yeah, there was no apocalypse.
Coming.
No one
I feel like it's coming. Yeah.
no one's soulmate has been ripped from them, and now
Well, but
like
maybe.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
mean, yeah,
obviously
no, I wanna
he's gonna
know-
be, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
But
has
it's like-
slash will be.
I don't think it would be a bad book for somebody in the middle grades to read, but I
No.
could tell it was not being written for kids that young.
yeah, no, like it wasn't too grown up for younger kids. I just think it
No.
was like
Thank you. Actually, okay, no. It didn't have the trappings of this is a book that a grown-up lady would absolutely love. That I find
I
a
see
lot
what
of
you're saying.
YA kind of stretches for. Like, it's for younger readers, but like, don't worry, it's totally like it's got a lot of grown-up stuff. We do it with boys in this book.
But the language thing that Rosie was mentioning earlier, I feel like is what definitely pushes it to YA. In middle grade, you see a lot of shorter, more declarative
Mhm.
sentences.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm looking at
Oh, yeah, from a
Amazon.
technical standpoint.
Yes.
Sure.
It's 12 to 17, grade level 7 to 12. So that would be YA.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
why I feel like I read reviews that said it was like,
Some of the ones on Goodreads were like middle grade. And I was like, you don't know what that means. You keep
Like,
saying
no,
Yeah.
it didn't feel like a middle grade book at all.
that's
no.
why I had to put that question there because I was like, wait a minute.
Like,
Yeah.
you compare it to Wrinkle in Time, and
Yeah,
it's
no.
not even close.
No.
No. Did you enjoy the back and forth storytelling? So we went, there was like past and then in sort of present, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personally, I enjoyed it, except I did not enjoy that all the present chapters were in italics. That's really annoying. Like, I said, why? Like, just tell me
Did
the beginning
anybody
and
else-
then I understand.
See, what I
Did
don't
anybody
like.
else listen to this instead of reading it?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh, the
No, and I can
narrator-
see how that probably would have made me even less interested. Like, that would have probably
Yeah.
killed it for me.
narrator doing the move forward pieces and a female narrator doing the historical pieces.
Oh, I like that.
And
Yeah.
That's
it
interesting.
was right away. I mean, it took all of like 2 flashbacks to realize, or flash forwards, I guess, to realize what was happening, which
Okay.
sort of gave it away, and that was kind of a bummer. But the narrator who did the main part, she did this vocal affect whenever she did any of the brothers or voices, and it was because her voice would drop register and it would get really, really quiet. And I'm driving in my car to and from work going, fuck, I can't hear this. And so I feel like I missed a lot because
Wow.
the narration kind of sucked.
Yeah, it's the double-edged sword of audiobook.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that I
Not related to the book, but
I think it actually kept the tension going in the book, because if it had just been straight, like, the flashback of, memoirs of a magical warrior geisha necromancer, it probably would have, like, I would have lost interest. But then it's like, hey, by the way, she's, like, getting ready for this crazy-ass revenge quest. Like, you were getting to it. I mean, it didn't get to it. But that kept me interested enough to kind of keep going with the, like, and then I wore this pretty dress. Which I love.
but
Remember,
I
like this
seriously
book.
wanted to make a Hua for every one of us by halfway in.
That's why I was asking, did we have to come up with our Asha Sonas for this, our Asha personas?
Later in the thing, but
Yeah.
Ness wants to talk now.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Well, one of the things I was going to say was I really hate, and this is Daniel Jose's Older's fault, when they italicize words in other languages.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen his, like, why we don't actually do this? This is a terrible idea video.
No, but it is a terrible idea. I love that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
The point, so his is Spanish, obviously, and we read one of his books, but his video is basically like, native speakers don't go, I had to go down to the, and he's dressed like normal, and then you cut to him wearing like stereotypical Latino clothes.
Yeah.
Bodega.
And then he
He's
like
like,
switches back. He's like strumming like a guitar and like smoking a cigar. It's amazing. Don't do it, guys.
All right, okay, he wins. He wins.
Yeah, that bugged me.
Now I remember the other thing I was gonna say was I liked seeing like the interior of her life, like what she thought about herself during the like her POV sections, and then seeing what she looked like on the outside during like the bard sections.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
feel like that helped me like get why everybody else was freaking out about her being so competent when she felt super incompetent on the inside.
Just like a little kid, She's like, I'm just a kid, but everybody else is like, "Whoa, you scared?" Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, it's like, I know I made all of the skeletons happen, but I mean,
It was an accident.
acne. It's just like us.
Yeah.
No,
I do agree. It built that tension in
Yeah.
a way that might not have hooked me as well if it wasn't there.
I thought the writing for those sections was also very good. Like, she was honestly quite intimidating, even when she had, like, the demon skeleton puppy. I was just hanging out with her, you were just like, man, that's fucked up.
Well, and getting the outside perspective, the dude was terrified, where she was not at all scared of anything. She was like, "This is my puppy, who will eat your face. This is fine."
Yeah, he won't eat your
It's
face.
normal.
He's a good puppy.
Okay, this is a silly question, Izzy. Was giving all the related male characters names that started with the same letter and had the same general sound a bad idea?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Because I kept confusing Cants and Kaylin.
Yeah,
I did
me
too.
too.
Did too.
At least they called the other one something else, right? Like the
No,
initiative.
Kaylin or
Kaled, yeah.
Yeah.
It was Caleb, Kance, and Junior.
Caleb.
His name was
Yeah, and
also
the other
Cass
guy
something.
who's
No,
been
Caleb and Junior were the
excommunicated.
same person.
No, then what was
And
There's
Kaylin.
Kalen
Kance,
was his body
Kalen,
name.
and then there was like military guy.
Kalen was the military.
Kalen was the military guy.
It
Heart Forger guy, whose name I forget, was also
was
similar, but
Khalad. Like
Khaled, there we go. Okay.
like
All right.
like Khalid maybe
Heart
or
Forger
Khalid.
was
Yeah,
Khalid.
Colin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was
Or
my
something.
question, and it annoyed the shit out of me.
It reminds
I was
me
like,
of-
you did not have to do that.
Okay. Oh yeah.
That was a
It reminds me
choice.
of, did you ever read 100 Years of Solitude? Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
all named the same names
Yep.
over generations. I'm like, I don't know
Oh
who
my
is
God.
what is that? It's a beautiful
Isabella
book. but-
Allende does that
I
shit
mean,
too.
That's
It's like-
about
Yes, she does.
Allende
Like-
and Marquez, you both need like the
You
know,
need the
Russian
family
literary-
tree.
you need the Russian literary family tree of like Nick Cave and shit too.
And they all have the
It's all
same damn
tree.
name, and I'm like, help me out. Like, who is this?
No,
you need
And
to
no.
find or place.
Yeah, seriously.
or as they say in italics, no.
I love that. I have to go look that up.
You got,
That's
it's amazing.
brilliant.
It's my favorite thing.
I like them a
Yes,
lot.
so we all agree, stop naming characters similarly so we know who the hell they are.
Yeah.
But give them
Good
like
talk.
nicknames.
Like Junior. Great.
Yeah.
Know who that guy is.
I got him.
Yes. Yeah.
It was such a
Okay.
good nickname that I forgot his name.
Let's talk about how dead or quote unquote dead Fox is. And also I would add on to that the prince fella at the end.
That wasn't
Also-
the prince.
No, it wasn't. It
That
wasn't.
wasn't the prince.
It was
I have a
Fighting
question
Guy.
about that though.
Shit,
Isn't
motherfucker.
that- It wasn't.
It wasn't the prince.
It was the dude.
No,
It was.
It was the
Kalen.
military guy.
It was
the
Kalen because
military
he was
guy.
in a black military uniform.
and that's why I was like, "What's happening?"
See,
You're right.
That's why I have a question
Okay.
about that. That's the fuck was going on.
Wait,
I
there's
feel
such
the love
a
of her
name
life.
problem.
And that's
Y'all.
why I want to read that. I
I just
want to
assumed
read
it
the
was the
next
prince,
book.
but I should have known because it's always the one you argue with that you end up with.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was like super romance novel trope.
Yeah, I totally should have known.
Also, like, of course we're confused because all their names are.
Yes.
I just
No,
assumed it was the prince. I just
No.
assumed.
This
My
shit
bad.
is
I
why
did too,
I
and then as
take-
soon as you said that, I was like, no, it wasn't.
This is why I take like tweaker notes while I'm reading stuff. Okay.
That's smart. That
Like
is
instead
very
of disassembling a toaster, I take notes.
smart. You're very
on-
smart.
My thing, because I was like, what? And the thing, I read the last, and I'm a slow reader. I read like that back 90%, just one right after another when it was a terrible idea, and I had court in the morning. I was like, I'm gonna be tired. I don't care. I gotta sure it's not gonna be the prince. Yeah, I finally like saw something coming in YA, and I'm not mad about it.
Nice.
But
Good.
Fox is great.
Yeah, like
With
Yeah.
dead
Like
brother
his-
from
Well, my question was, is being dead really like cramping his style at all? It feels like it's like, oh yeah, I have mono. Like it's the equivalent of having mono. He's like, yeah, I know, this is just something I live with, and well, not
Live with.
live, obviously, but like, yeah.
But he
no,
kind of does live.
yeah,
as long as she does.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we-
like the next book is gonna be super interesting. With
Right,
that.
because I'm like, where is he? Yeah, totally. Like
Yeah.
any.
Oh, the ending and
Yeah.
The cliffhanger.
wait till March.
I know why
That's
you
not bad.
did it,
that's nothing.
Chupeco. I know why you did it.
No, it's
It
really
breaks
not.
my heart.
Okay, I think the deadness, like she had the dead horse too, which was rad. But
I mean, that was
Right?
nice.
I would like a dead
that.
horse.
My
please.
little pony.
like she's like, here is your gift of carcasses.
Yeah.
Like, this is so awesome. Like these parts of the book were great.
They were. I
The
was like,
ones where we
yes,
just leaned
horse.
into the fact that we're on we're like necromancy Barbie. It was fantastic. She gets all the pretty clothes. Her dead ass horse is like her best friend.
Yes, they're like connected now. Oh my gosh. I mean, as a 13-year-old, I would have loved that shit.
10-year-old me, like I said, 10-year-old me is punching me in the ribs like, keep reading.
That 28-year-old me loves it.
Yeah, I
I
pretty much
really
loved it. I'm
enjoyed
not gonna lie. Yeah. And I don't know, and I did think it was interesting. I liked how the deadness changed. Like they taught her how to make him less dead.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was cool. And how they wouldn't teach her at first. I liked that.
yeah.
Because she
It's
was
like-
like Asha. She couldn't know.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
being dead like is super not cramping his style. He's like he just gets all the bennies of being alive at this point.
I mean,
So
that
I'm
we know
wondering
of.
almost.
As long
Does
as
he
she keeps
have-
giving him her blood.
Yeah.
I mean, like, just a little bit. I mean, there's necromancy.
So like now
But
he must
not,
be decaying and shit, or like slowly going downhill because
I mean,
Yeah,
like,
she
he's
has to
basically,
keep
like-
reviving him.
Otherwise, he'll become like a weird zombie.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
but there, at the end, he's not. He won't even talk to her, and she said,
He's got the heartstone thing, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That's by then that's keeping him alive, right?
But
Yeah.
did anybody else, just stepping back a little bit, think it was weird that her brother was her familiar? That just seemed a little kind of incesty feeling. I don't
I mean
know.
they weren't
That was
banging.
clever.
I liked it.
I think it makes
I mean, it
sense.
wasn't on purpose. She raised him on accident, and then she was stuck with it.
Having played a necromancer in Diablo,
Like they talked about their relationship like when she was little too, though, before he went to the army. So
He's like her big brother. He takes care of her. I thought it was
That was
nice.
sweet.
I guess I just think of a familiar in a different way.
yeah, it's usually more like a minion slash, because it's usually a skeleton. It's
Right,
usually just a skeleton.
Or a cat.
And, yeah, or a cat or a bird.
an imp.
But-
Yeah.
That too.
And he was less of a servant and more of his own entity.
Except that he was compelled to protect her.
Right. Right.
But he would also probably have done that anyway because he's her brother. So even that was kind of like watered down a little bit, which is why like being dead really wasn't breaking his stride at all.
No, it didn't seem to be a bad thing that he was dead, really. I mean, I don't know how he did with the ladies, but
I mean, it looked like he
I'm
was
sure
doing
reliable with the ladies.
like he was like edging into A territory because I think there was like that Duchess. No,
Yeah,
no,
they
he was
were
like,
having
obviously
some-
getting
there
a
was a
screw on with
princess.
that
No,
Duchess.
he was fighting with the princess.
yeah, there was some love interest with the
That's it,
princess,
that
for
was
sure.
the princess. I forgot.
All right, so
Look at the
How
YA
is-
books. The fact that they were fighting means that they like have a thing.
how is the main character's name pronounced? T or Taya? Tia.
Tea. They said it's like the
They
drink.
said it was Taya. She like
No, they said it was
But
like
before
the drink.
they said it was like the drink.
And that those
So-
people from that other country kept pronouncing it wrong. They specifically says that.
In the book,
That was
in the
my
reading out
impression
I
as
must
loud,
have
well.
misread that part then. Okay.
they called her Tia in the out
Tia.
loud reading.
Okay. Yeah, I knew there was an "a" at the end because she like specifies like no, there's an "e" there's an "a" at the end. Tia. I thought it was
I just read
Taya.
this. I read this literally an hour ago.
Yeah.
Well, Rosie had the audiobook edition, so
But
she
that doesn't-
has the.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's right.
I mean,
True. So
I still
Tia.
think it because like I remember her saying it's like the drink,
Yeah.
and then they did that weird pronunciation piece, and I was like, wait,
yeah.
you said it
But
was
they
like
were
the drink. And I was like, fuck
purposely getting
this,
it
it's the drink. I'm over it.
Yeah.
This is your name.
Yeah, no, so I just called her T the whole time.
Same.
Yeah. I pretty much did too. I was just like, it's T. I don't really care. what
Whatever.
it actually is.
It's more fun that
You
way.
can't make me say it differently.
I'm going to skip that next one and we'll go back to it. Did the book have much story in it? No.
I mean, yes, it just didn't resolve any of it.
It had a lot of, it felt like it was like setting up story, but the story never happened that it was setting up, you know?
I felt like it was like that's why I keep calling it like the prequel of all prequels. Like it felt like super like the book I would go back and read after reading a story, and wanting to fill in more of the back end of it. If that makes sense.
I think it was the first chapter-y because it like kind of gives the hero's origin story, and it's like the first 2/3 of Memoirs of a Geisha, and we find out about
It's
all the
totally Memoirs of a
the
Geisha.
demon things that she's eventually going to turn into her little Pokemon friends. And-
Gosh, she's got to catch them all. And then
yeah,
use
she
them
really wants to catch all the demons. Yeah.
So I feel like this is a 4-book series, and we got book 1 and book 3 in the same book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yes.
that's also accurate.
But
Yes.
what would
And
you
I
love
didn't
about
get
the
book 2
one?
stuff. Like, why does she hate everyone now? What the hell is going on? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
I
Yes,
didn't get enough.
mystery.
I think that's what the next book is going to be. We're going to get book 2 and book 4.
So, like, how do they turn on her? Yeah, actually, no, that was actually a really good way of describing it.
Like, there's just a lot of open doors and no closed ones. And that gets frustrating for me. But it wasn't badly written or badly done or even uninteresting. It was just like, I got to the end and I was like, ugh. Like, but literally what happened? To anyone in any capacity.
So I think we have
was
a
like,
book club pick for March.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right? Seriously. Maybe we'll find out what actually occurred.
Yeah.
You
Might
know,
be
and
mandatory at this
every
point.
plot line was left hanging.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's true, yeah.
Michaela's still sick,
Yeah.
and her heart has not been found. The we've got ones in here we're gonna get to. We don't know what happened with the dudes.
We don't know what
Nothing.
happened with the other two, like, nameless or faceless people. Like, we found out what happened to one of them, but we don't know what happened to the other two.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I will say, I guess one plot line got mostly resolved, and that was the out of control snake monster thing. Like, that got mostly resolved. At least satisfactorily resolved for me.
Except it eventually dies because she brings it back.
Right, so at some point someone kills it.
Probably her. Because she has to be the one to kill it to bring it back.
We can assume that she's the only one who can at this point.
Yeah.
Assuming Michaela's gone now.
I mean,
Or she's
Michaela
not too weak to do anything.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
right.
would assume
you know,
at
she
the
has soap
point
opera disease.
where she's been exiled like this, Michaela's gone.
Or maybe.
Michaela's gone or either like
Well,
too weak to function.
Or maybe she did
Council.
something really bad and even Michaela couldn't say.
The council
stand up.
so
Right? Like, it's bad enough that her brother turned on her.
Oh,
Right,
and the
because-
Oracle? No idea what's going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the council was so mad at her though. They were so
council's the worst.
This is such an reliable narrator
I love
situation
it.
too.
I love
Yeah.
it so much.
So
Fantastic.
it's such a nice book.
So
It
good.
really,
shout out to the
is
generic-
a really unreliable narrator. I love that.
Mhm.
They're both unreliable, which is what's so good about it.
No,
Like,
it
the
is.
bard doesn't well, maybe the bard does know, but it seems like he doesn't even know.
He has no idea. It seems like he has no idea what's happening. I came here because a dream told me to.
Yeah.
And then, oh shit.
Yeah. She's like, good news, you get to witness the apocalypse. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Like,
You have been
maybe he
chosen
didn't want to.
for my zombie revenge fanfic.
Okay, so how about the politics of women who pursue classically feminine activities like pretty dresses, so geishas, pretty dresses and dancing, also being sought out for their counsel as wise people and persons whose company is sought out for their wisdom?
And also kicking fucking ass.
That too. But
Yeah,
I was
they're
looking
also
at
kind of
their,
amazing.
They're like courtly thing because they get like brought on as entertainment at like parties and stuff. But
They're like
I mean,
they're
I
like
get
the bards from Dragon Age.
Yes.
Because they can murder
Yes.
you,
yeah.
Yes.
but they can also pour you some bitchin' tea.
They're almost like spies, like jack of all trades. I can fit in anywhere and do anything that needs
They're
doing.
bards.
Maybe, I don't know. Like I never got the impression that they like because I'm thinking like the one that was Asha training when T first got there. Like she probably wasn't like doing some high level palace intrigue or shit, but like yeah, she was still like political people were still like basically like that world Henry Kissinger was like actively seeking out, you know, these ladies to hang out with, and he was like, oh yes, lovely with the dancing, and let's talk about international policy right now because I feel like we need to come to a reasonable conclusion. So like I thought it was very interesting that like the pursuit of these extreme feminine, like the sort of like stereotypical feminine activities was also a marker of like this person knows what's up.
Right, but they also trained in combat and other things. It wasn't
too.
Yeah,
just-
I mean,
But
they
they
can
can
insert
do that,
themselves
though.
into any necessary situation to
Right.
get what they need to get. So it's as useful to know how to dance as it is to know how to punch someone in the face.
I
With
think
magic.
it's really great to see YA showing a woman doing all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a girl. Because
Well,
I
yeah.
feel like it's
like,
always one or
really-
the other in a lot of YA, right? Like she's a badass and not like
Yeah, and she's a
like
tomboy,
those
doesn't
girls.
care. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Well, and even doing the girly stuff and like Lady Shoddy being just as much of a badass
Thank you.
Yes.
for doing the dancing and the singing as whatever the princess's bodyguard, whoever she was.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Like they're really awesome.
Well, and they lean on their strengths, which is cool
Yeah.
too. And it was just again, you can tell when these books are written by women because it was a diverse and broad characterization of all different kinds of women and all different strengths and weaknesses. And just when you read books by men, that doesn't happen.
Mhm.
You know, there's like 4 different kinds of women in male written books.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all you get. And this was not that, and it was awesome. I loved everything about that. So this was my question. Is it really believable she can take the whole world with 6 monsters? Like, spoiler, we're pretty sure that's what she wants to do.
I think we're in like
Yes.
the video game like world the size of Rhode Island kind of world.
So it's a small
Or maybe
world.
it's just the known world.
It just, even if they're really scary, how many people can she really take out?
But
I
she
mean-
doesn't want to take out all the people. She just wants
Right.
to take out the leaders.
She wants to
Yeah.
scare people into
Whatever, something we don't understand.
Look, that one lizard dragon 3-headed monster guy took out 20 of the most elite soldiers. All
True.
of them,
True.
Yeah.
murdered them.
I don't
Maybe.
think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so either.
Well, I certainly think they'll get her what she wants. Especially if she's the only one in the world that can do this now.
Right. Well,
Like, to me, that's the bigger threat is, what are you going to do? I'll just let him go and walk away, bitches. Have fun.
My question, I'm going to be interested to see if she actually can go through with it at the end. Because, like, depending on how that book 2 turns out, where they all, like, turn on her and, like, somehow lead to this, you know, like, revenge, you know, campaign from her.
Or is it
like,
not revenge?
Not revenge, but, like...
Well, it is a little bit of revenge, because she says
yeah, like-
they killed the man she loves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which
Like,
is an unfortunate reason to kill the world. But
Well, I
okay.
feel like there's...
I think there's more
Bigger-
to it than that, but that's just
we can only hope.
Yeah.
Given
Oh,
what
yeah,
we've
no,
seen
no,
so far, it's
feel like if I
very
was-
likely that there's
Yeah.
more to it.
I am willing to give
Watch
the
it.
benefit of the doubt on that one.
I like the image of her going, all right, so I've got these monsters, so either give me what I want or I'm just going to leave. Bye.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
and-
that.
the
You're
dark,
gonna do
the
what you're
other
gonna
dark,
do.
the 2 other dark Asha that are in the universe. Have
Yeah.
fun rounding them up to get them to kill these guys.
Including the one that nobody ever could but her.
Mm.
Have fun. Yeah. Okay.
Have fun,
So-
Norway analog.
How do we pronounce this person's name? Leek?
Is it Leek? Lika?
Lika?
No idea.
Oh, no,
Lit.
not Wicca. Let's not go with that one.
It
Oh,
can't
what
be
was it
Lit.
in the audiobook?
It was lick in the audio.
Ew.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Yeah.
and so I don't know how
Okay.
things are spelled. Right? So
Likh in this
I
case.
assumed it was Lich.
K.
No.
K-H.
They pronounced it lick.
Lick. All right, so do we want to talk about, and the answer is yes, how the whole Lick plot was sort of semi-handled and then disappeared upon immediately? That's right, I said Lick plot and handled. That's right.
I can't handle that's how that name's supposed to be.
Yeah. In my head, it's still not going to be that.
So Leek?
Yeah, I want it to be Leak.
Yeah.
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 Head cannon.
Now I'm just gonna be like,
This
lick
is-
every time I see it.
This is one of those areas where I like pulled out the little like cheapy gold star "You tried" stickers.
Yes,
You tried.
yes, it felt a little
The
heavy-handed.
one arm
And
is bent,
underthought.
but you tried.
Like the attempt to check the box
Mhm.
Ooh.
It didn't
Like
feel
a
like
nice
I heard
a
the
little
ad.
bit.
Oh, I
I
didn't
didn't
see
feel
it as
that
that, but I see where you're coming from with it.
It just, I mean, I appreciate that there is gender
Hmm.
fluidity represented, but I feel
Mhm.
like it wasn't. I feel like just like with the rest of the book, it wasn't followed up on very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I did
I
not
agree.
get a resolution to that tale in a way that I felt good about. Like I liked the character, and I liked that there were people supporting him, and I liked because he identified as him, right?
Yeah.
As far as I understood, and
I don't think the character ever said.
like he never said
Oh.
anything against it. At one point, he does say something like, "I'm a boy, but blah blah blah." He
Mhm.
really did say that, so I was like, okay.
Then there's also the fact that this world apparently has like very rigid gender roles for like this specific thing.
Yeah, because I'm not even sure I wouldn't even necessarily guess that it's gender fluidity as much as just role fluidity. Like, I don't want to be that kind of man. I want to be a different kind of man.
It's also
And
like
that just wasn't allowed.
I will die almost instantly if I try to fit in this box that
Right.
society puts me in. Like I am going to die.
So it's cool to have it. I wish it had been a little more fleshed out. That's my opinion.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the answers in the next book.
Yeah, I'm
very
withholding judgment until the.
Yeah, so
Because it feels to me like it's actually one book.
Yeah, yeah.
but it would be really long and we wouldn't get all the pretty
800-page
dresses. We wouldn't be able to get all the room for pretty dresses.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think until I know how it's resolved, I can't say. I agree.
It was worth bringing up though.
It was.
'Cause you tried. Have a sticker.
I liked it.
It was kind of. It was half done, but everything was half done, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's half a book.
Okay, next question. And how about the culture that is definitely, this is sarcasm, definitely not analogous to the present day Middle East? That the bard and I think one of the maids in the Asha house, what?
Yeah,
That
we're-
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Okay, so there were like
That's half the question.
yeah, no, I never got to actually finish typing it because we all started,
Fair
and I was like,
enough, fair enough. Go for it.
Freedom. So I was basically like, so one of the things that I saw going on in this was there were like definitely like, you know, culture analogs and things like that, and I always get a little like, oh, are you sure you want to do this? Whenever fantasy decides like, my dwarves are stand-ins for Scandinavia, or sometimes it's just straight up they're Jews. Like whenever they do that, it always feels like shit. And there was definitely like, you know, the bard came from somewhere where like he was on the run because his lady's dad had murdered her as like an honor killing thing. And then there was like at the Asha house who like didn't associate with the people that she was working with, and like I always wore like head veils, and I'm like,
Well, we met another person from where the bard came from, and he was also very like weird about the ladies.
That I forgot about him.
Yeah, like it was sort of learn the culture you're you know, being a Asha for right now lesson.
So that it's like, so basically when we do these fantasy, these like culture analogs, is it one of those like, oh no, I wish you hadn't, like it felt like another one of those gold you tried stickers, except with like an attempt was made instead. Like I don't know, I found that a little like, oh God, I kind of wish you hadn't gone here. I don't know. That's mostly just like one of the gripes that I had about, you know, but it's common in a lot of fantasy literature. That's all. So gave me the jeebies.
It was nice not to see that in the culture they were actually in. I will say that much. Like, it was nice to see a little less. Yeah. They had the rigid gender roles, but it wasn't like women can't do anything. Yeah. That was nice. And it was nice to see it broad, different kinds of cultures represented, even if only temporarily or briefly. It was cool to see that.
It was. They did mix a lot of different cultures. Like,
nothing was a straight representation.
Yeah.
Really a lot. I felt like they missed like two.
Like there was the one that was like
it was either Asian or it was
you had
like Indian.
No, because then you had Middle Eastern in there too with
definitely Middle Eastern
and French,
like Persian,
whatever. I don't know how to say that group's name. And then you had the Y one, which was more. They were something else. So
they were like,
no,
let's get drunk and fight. Those guys.
Yeah,
they're not Scandinavian. I don't know what the hell they are, but
Irish.
you know, like you had maybe
Northern European,
more Caucasian-y.
Yeah,
right.
And then you had your Asian, which was like what she was from, and I do think there was more than just two represented.
I guess I was just reflecting on where her influence came from. Really felt very, very much Asian. With every once in a while you got curry.
Well, she's from the Philippines. So
she is from the Philippines, so it makes sense.
Yeah, a little blendy bowl
and hummus. Let's not forget.
Yeah, she really did kind of blend a lot. I think she blended it nicely though, to where you probably wouldn't draw the parallels as quickly as you might another.
It did feel like sort of a blend.
I think that's why the Bard's place like really kind of was jarring. It's like, whoa, okay, this feels more one for one than I'm used to out of this book. So I was like, okay.
If that had been the only representation of men from one culture other than theirs, it would have annoyed me probably more.
Yeah.
But because we got a little variety, it didn't bother me as much.
Well, we got other people from that culture who were not that.
Right.
So it didn't feel like one-to-one. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so what was happening with Zoya? I don't know.
What was happening with Zoya?
Why did she hate? She was the one that tricked her. Yeah, she tricked Tia into raising all the dead skeletons.
It's not Tia, it's T.
Okay, she tricked the main character into raising all the skeletons and all the rat skeletons and the old king, which another favorite part of mine. She's like, I can't help it, they're just coming out.
It was like some Mean Girl shit with her.
Yeah, I think it was just supposed to be some Mean Girl shit.
I don't know.
Was totally a Mean Girl. But was she the one who enticed her to raise the rats? I thought at the end you discovered that it wasn't her.
I think it was like she brought, like once T was there, she was like, aha, this is going to be a fun way to like dangle, like to annoy Shoddy.
But I don't think she meant for it to go down the way it actually
No.
She didn't know it was going to be like that.
She didn't know that stone was there.
Right, that thing was there that was
evening plans end in rat skeletons.
Yeah.
Well, and then later, I love how later she's forced to be the girl's like sister, like mentor.
Yeah.
Great. That's great. Yeah.
But, okay, so at the end, the last chapter with her, it's like, you won't tell my other secret to Shoddy, will you?
Right.
Whatever other secret?
That is, we don't know.
Yeah.
Are they secretly in love? Because I'm actually okay with that.
Book 2-4. It's for
Just like anything.
For-
would
I'm
be
here
nice.
for a shoddy Zoya romance, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Mm.
yes. I should
That'd be
be.
great.
Yeah, I'm actually here if that's the other secret.
Amazing.
Or
Also,
like,
Zoya is just a bitch in every book because she's definitely the bitch in the Grishaverse trilogy as well.
Aw, poor women
she
named Zoya.
is.
Right?
Oh my
You know what?
god!
I also
it's
don't
like
like their nail
Melisandre is in Kushal's
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
She's like the bad girl, like bad lady. And in Game of Thrones, she's also
Yeah.
awful. I was
I
like,
keep forgetting that she's not dead yet.
name?
Okay, and what about with Kaelin, who was not the prince,
He was the dude.
It was the fighty man.
the military
He's
man?
military. Was he a Death Seeker?
Resurrected.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
like,
he was a
like-
Death Seeker. So he was like a boy, Dark Asha, and Leek was like, I can't fucking do that. I will die.
Lick. You mean?
Lick was,
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
do that, I'll die.
Too gross.
There's nothing wrong with licking. It's just
least
not
there weren't a lot
a
of
name.
It's not a name. I can at least like with Leek, it's like everything else was food or flowers or things like that. So like
True.
Leek, you know,
God.
Very true.
So
Very
many
true.
fucking flowers.
see,
Well,
that's the
I
kind of
mean-
shit that my family would pull. So
I'd love to know what happened.
I
That's all I
I
can say.
care. I care so much more than I thought I was gonna care, and yeah.
Right? Like, how did he go from... Was he just jealous the whole time? Was that actually the source of his,
Probably.
like,
I mean, that's
fucking-
the trope, right?
Mm.
Oh, I
That's
hope
when
so.
I
I kind of
this.
love that trope though.
I do too.
Like, I really want to know. Like, I need that part of the story so bad.
I think it's
Yeah.
about him learning that not all Dark Asha are that bad, and he learns to
Hashtag
let
not
go of his
all Dark
prejudice, and
Asha.
also she's like, yeah, hashtag not all Dark Asha.
Yeah.
And like, you know, T is different, and maybe he can open his heart, and then they can kiss a bit because they're young.
Well, what's interesting too is he has to consent to be resurrected, right? And so that means he knows she's whatever she is now, and he's still like, yeah, let's do this.
Yup.
So they're definitely in it.
He loves him.
Or does he though? Because maybe he died and she buried him there, and then
I
she
don't know, I
went
assume they
nuts.
can commune in her brain or something, but who knows? Maybe not.
I think it's also more about like he's probably pissed he's dead. Because if there's one emotion that I got off that character, he's kind of got like, you know, fuck everything.
Yeah.
But they were holding hands as they stroll off to start the apocalypse. So
Yeah,
he's
no,
good
he's
with what's
down.
happening.
Yeah.
he's
Maybe
down for
she's
the
embraced his rage as like her rage. Like they have shared rage now.
Right? And look, the dark option in this
She called him
story were
lover like a million
uniformly
times before they
awesome.
actually said his name.
Oh yeah, no, they're
Right?
bitching.
Like,
Well, because we
Michaela
can't
and
reveal who it
T
is until the
are
end.
both-
It would have ruined all the
Right.
backstory. Oh,
No,
sorry.
you're right.
Like I wish we could have spent more time with like the I'm picturing her as like a Baba Yaga creepy old lady, like the one that died, and it's like, oh shit, this is why Michaela has to do everything. Like the little old one, I like definitely like I want to see her. I want to see more about her. I don't know.
That's so good. Yeah.
This
A little
book
more
has given me a
infilling.
lot of mixed feelings. And I
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we kind of covered 3 as well.
Mm. Yeah.
Will you read the sequel?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm so surprised that I'm
think-
saying that.
is
but
this
yeah.
is this our March book club pick?
It may be.
Auto
Yeah.
slotted in.
We can do an extracurricular. We can do an extracurricular of that.
Slight aside, how much do we love actual hearts showing and actual trading of hearts for
Oh,
romance
I
purposes?
want one.
I got like confused. I'm like, wait, where are the colors? And like, is it like the metal fixtures are silver, and then there's like color inside it? And so yeah, I have,
Stone or a glass container.
but then it's like silver hearts
decorative.
glass showing colors. It's like, wait, so it's silver with like something pulsing inside?
No, so I imagine
No.
like a stone that gets colored or a glass that gets filled, and then it would like occasionally flash other colors depending on emotions. Or have,
Oh,
like,
okay,
a
so,
glow
like-
of that color.
Like your neutral is like red or purple or silver. Okay.
All the colors
Okay.
meant something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the colors diagnosed illness. That's the other thing that
Well,
they
not
can
just
do is
illness.
well, yeah, not just illness, but
Yeah.
other
And then there
things
was also
as
like her,
well.
like her sisters were purple because they were like little
Hedge
Oh.
witches.
slightly witchy.
Well,
But
that's not something that she
Polish.
explored a lot, was if you literally wore your heart on your sleeve, if you could literally see what someone was feeling, how would it change the world? Like, I feel like it would be
Except
an
not everybody
interesting
could see
shift.
that.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
not everybody can see as much of it.
Well,
Like,
normal
yeah.
I
people
feel like they're
can't see
not
it at
option.
all.
Can't see the pulses.
Oh, okay. I thought that everybody could see like just like big changes, but oh, okay. Huh.
Mhm. Only
an
Asha
interesting
could see when,
concept.
like it would pulse green or whatever for the colors. But yeah, I super.
So they're
want
like
missed that.
doctors and
I-
therapists too.
Yeah,
Mm.
I thought of it the same way Eris did. I thought everybody could see the hearts, but only the like the higher magic people could see
The
the
nuance.
detail and interpret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody can see that you're wearing one and can see the like what the one static color is, but they don't see the changes in it.
Mhm.
Okay. All right, that makes more sense actually.
And that
Right.
they're built with memories, but other people's memory. It's just fascinating. Anyway,
Yeah, I would really like to learn more about this.
yeah, like conceptually, it's super cool.
So they're necromancer, warrior, geisha, therapist, doctors.
Yes.
Yep.
Or you could say apothecaries.
Not all necromancers though.
Not all.
Oh, okay. Well,
necromancers.
T.
Yeah.
T is a necromancer, warrior, geisha, apothecary, therapist, doctor.
Dancer.
Yes.
Not
Dancer.
though a singer.
Not a good
Not a singer though.
Not a singer. All right, so in the book, there were special dresses that had spells and things woven into them called huas.
Yep.
And they tended to reflect the personality of the person. So would you pick colors and maybe designs for your huas?
I did my homework already.
Well, it was your question. You should have.
It's not
texted-
mine.
Whoever's question it was should have sent us this question ahead of
This
time.
is a
Damn.
spur of the
was
moment.
in
It's a
the group
personality
chat.
exam. Let's just do this. Do it off the top of your head.
I
First
refuse.
answer.
It was in group chat.
Ness has no. She's like, no, it's
No.
pure black. Like
Okay,
refuse
do you want
to
to go
do it.
first, Liz? If you have yours, I have mine.
Yeah. So I'm thinking green, overall green color with white accents, because those are the colors that I play most often in Magic the Gathering.
Nice.
At green and white decks. And probably a deer, because I live in an area of light. So maybe like green with a white deer, and maybe like a nice yellow sash.
oh, that sounds
Keep
really
it sunny.
pretty. Yeah,
It's sunny.
very nice, very nice. I
I
like
would
it.
I would not have dark ash, but I would probably be one of those people like, I sometimes make potions. Do you have
Okay.
a cold? I can make you a poultice.
Izzy, what about you?
Like a dark gray, like gunmetal gray almost.
Nice.
With like probably red or something bright and bold as the wrap. And then my embroidery would be like rainbow or pastel colors, like either a bold rainbow or pastel. And I think either jellyfish or bunnies.
I love
Those
the
are
jellyfish
super
idea.
different.
I love the jellyfish idea.
Super different.
And I would probably be like not a good healer fun witch. So, you know.
You'd be over there drawing runes and kicking butt.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
fighting really, but like
It's-
fighting with runes and
Yeah, totally.
It's Kay. I'll make you a poultice.
you can heal me.
Rosie, what would you be?
Kind of a teal,
Of course.
like a darker teal,
Mm.
with, of course, right, with pink,
Of course.
Oh, I love that combo.
the waist piece in pink with gold embroidery. And I really like elaborate embroidery, and I would love to say a dragon, except let's be real, it would probably just be more like a bird.
Or an
Yeah.
elephant. You wouldn't have an elephant?
Yeah,
I,
I've seen
well,
them before.
you know what I underneath that nobody else could see.
I like
That
that.
would be my little power thing. You could sneak
Totally.
out.
Or maybe just like a little
kind of
line of
snuck
elephants
out.
around the very hem.
Ah.
That'd be
That would be
so
good.
pretty.
That would be very
Like
good.
holding noses, holding trunks
Nose
and
to
tails.
tail.
Aww.
Yeah. So I
Aw.
literally,
Love it.
about a third of the way through the book, I was thinking, oh my God, I fucking want to make these for every one of us in book club. Now we all need to have a hua.
Just wear mine around like a weird kimono, like a bathrobe. Like, yeah, everybody.
Totally. I would
We
totally
would
do
be
that.
like the
Right.
most obscure cosplayers in the world.
Oh my
It's
god.
true. We could all have, I could make heart glasses for everyone.
Guys, we can go to Y'all Fest
Amazing.
dressed as Asha.
Amazing.
Maybe we should. Yes.
So cool.
Like,
Right? Izzy, we should do this. Y'all
Okay,
dress as
I
Asha.
will make your guys'
we
heart
can
glass.
get 2 cons.
Right? It's fine.
I can totally do that. I would just wrap wire around like a glass
heart
vial.
glass,
You can
yeah.
totally do it. I was already thinking of it when I was reading. I was like, ooh, I could make that.
Nobody is
Mine
selling them on
would
Etsy.
be purple,
you
like a
know.
dark purple with silver wrap.
Mhm.
And I'm pretty sure that I would also have like sea animals, like whales and like mammalian sea animals,
Mhm.
whales, dolphins, sea lions, things like that. And I would definitely be like somebody who's diagnosing, somebody who's helping, somebody who's treating. I would
Oh,
be
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah.
There's
That's
just
yeah.
no getting around.
I'm
I
just
need to
trying
do
to
the-
fuck shit up.
I either be
That's
like
my life.
the poultice machine, or I would be like one of those bitches talking politics.
Yeah, no, I would
Oh.
not.
Oh my god,
I would
I
do,
would be
like,
the out
here's
there,
the-
and I would end up
politics.
working with this guy.
Awesome. Awesome.
I would
Ness,
do
you
like-
want to give it a shot?
What's your Asha Sona?
Okay, I would definitely do like stormy sea colors, so like dark
Nice.
blues and grays and like white, I guess. Maybe not as much white. And then like sea snakes all over the place.
Yes.
And then I would definitely
They're
do political
cool.
intrigue
Yes.
Ah,
for real.
so basically like
That's cool.
wizard, tank, rogue.
I would be Merlin. It's
Uh,
fine.
I'm the
There you
healer.
go.
I'll
There you
just be
go.
hanging out with you, helping.
Yeah.
As the
Dude,
unassuming
you're
one.
a great squad, is what I'm
I'll
hearing.
summon
We
sacrilege
really are.
We're all
tokens.
set.
Yeah. We're golden. This
See,
is
I was
good.
like, oh, I totally have like some sweet animals on me, and I was like, no, I fucking want to be like a fucking bunny.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I know. Like, I would love to say
But I
I've
was
grown
like,
up past
it's
dolphins,
okay,
but I haven't.
because I totally use my like faux innocence to my advantage.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
That's why the color's gray.
Yes.
No, honestly, I think like this is fun precisely because the author made a really compelling world with like
Yes.
interesting rules, and that's what I think would have like really pulled on 10-year-old me. Like 10-year-old me would have loved this because first of all, it really does kind of fit into like a magical girl sense, and I was all about that. And then it's like, oh, if I was there, I would have this, and then I'd probably live in this house. And it's like it compels a lot of like it gets the audience wanting to get involved, and I think that's a good sign for like books for younger readers, like maybe young adults too. But I could see middle schoolers jamming out to this.
I really like books like that now.
I mean, me too. No, obviously I had a lot of fun. I was like ready to go with like, bam, I know exactly what it would be.
So
I can even picture it in my
really
brain.
sad there doesn't exist a sequel already. So
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. That's terrible. But I got Eris to like YA, so still win.
Yes, I did enjoy this one. So now it goes up there with Shadow Shapers.
It's more exciting. Oh, that was mine too. Ooh, how
Oh,
exciting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
Shadow Shaper is excellent.
Yes. Shadow Shaper.
I have Eris's number. Okay, let's do nuggets.
People with magic powers.
Rosie, do you have a nugget count for this book?
What's our total? Is it 5 or 6?
5.
I gave it 4 nuggets. I totally enjoyed it. The few things that bothered me seem to be what I brought up today, and I apologize. I actually really enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah. Good.
Solid 4.
Izzy, nuggets?
what?
Izzy?
Oh,
nuggets?
sorry.
Hi.
I didn't know if you actually said Izzy or not. I was like,
Are you
hey.
sure it's not squirrels on there? Okay. What
No,
are your,
it
what's
said
your nugget?
bunny. Maybe jellyfish. Wondering aimlessly.
Squishy.
Like 3.5, 4? 4?
Are you asking or are you telling?
No, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like hovering in the like, because I want to read the sequel, but it's like it's definitely not a 3, but it's not quite a 4, and I guess 3.5 nugs.
Yeah.
I just kind of got a little full and couldn't finish that last half a nug.
Yeah.
Three nugs, and the one that's like fell in under the 10 count, that's like a little extra secret nug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens. Eris?
4. A comfortable 4.
Excellent.
I thought this was rad. I was like very much like, oh my god, what's gonna happen at the end for like that last 10%. I know that the story's not finished, and I'm like excited about
That's
what
so
happens
cool.
next. Because I really want this YA heroine to go on a rip-roaring rampage of revenge and fuck shit up with her necromancy creatures. 10-year-old me was along for the ride. Super in. 4 golden crispy nugs.
Awesome. Ness?
Yeah, I'm with 4 as well. I'm psyched for the sequel.
Well, I guess it did its job then. If we all want to
Yeah, I want to
read it. I definitely am in the 3.5 camp, and it's very much not because of the writing or the concept. It's because of how little was actually resolved. It just bugs me. I wanted more. Just even like one more plot line would have been good.
A 400 and some page book, I expect a little more.
Yeah.
Just a little, like, and it's not like tons more, just a little more.
I just wanted like one more plot line to come to resolution.
I was here for the non-traditional storytelling.
Yeah.
Oh, I super loved that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the not finishing everything.
That it was just
but
like
I still felt like the
really
back and forth wasn't traditional. Like a lot of it was just different in a good way. But I just
I didn't hate it or anything. It was just a little bit like, ugh, why?
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on.
What the hell? Yeah, like, give me anything. Like, if I'm going to compare it to another book with a hella cliffhanger, I'd compare it to Three Dark Crowns, which was way more satisfying for me despite the hella cliffhanger, because there was more story bulk before that.
See, I would compare it more to One Dark Throne.
Yeah, which kind of peters out at the end, let's be real. I mean, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, and mostly because I, for some reason, thought that book thought that was a duology series, and it is very much not.
It's really not. That is definitely not resolved.
Yeah,
so, but like, if there's more story bulk, I'm happy. So it's just a little light for me on story, which is why it's a 3.5, not a 4. But I liked all the parts, and I hope that it comes together in the next book. And if it's a duology, I was actually like, I'm not reading anymore. But if it's just 2, I'm back in.
Yeah, I can't wait for books
16 books for one storyline, but I'm ready for 2.
Ness, I think you nailed it. Like, we got books 1 and 3, and I can't wait to read books 2 and 4 jammed together.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, well, that's it. I'm turning it over to Rosie because she's doing next month.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Somebody else wrote down what it right because I can never remember from a minute to the next.
Homegoing.
Next month we are doing Homegoing by Gyasi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Yaagyasi.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really know much about it except that I asked you guys for sort of input on what you were interested in reading, and then I went and poked around. And it looked good. It grabbed me, and then when I floated it past, everybody said, "Ooh, yeah!" So that's what we're doing.
There you go.
I'm excited.
It's nice to be back. I've missed you guys, and I'm excited to be reading books again. So
it definitely looks like it's going to be a big change from the last book. So
it is
for sure.
No, and that's always a good thing. Wait, that was a shitty thing for me to say, considering I'm the Grinch of YA. No. What I meant was, like, part of what I enjoy about this book club is that we read very different things.
Mm-hmm. No, that's the best part about club. Is like we literally just genre hop.
I was like, wait a minute, fuck.
It's okay. We knew you were trying to be
about YA again.
Or were you?
God damn it. No, I wasn't, because this was actually very fun. This is a very fun little book.
See, you just never know. You can't make a rule about what you like and don't like, because you never know what's going to come your way.
That's why I'm always down.
Right on.
All
right.
Okay.
All right.
Lizzie, close out. Happy birthday, Ness.
Happy birthday, Ness.
Happy birthday.
Bye, everybody.